understand what's going on here.
I'll say it again. I said it, I'll say it again. I said it, I'll say it again. I said it this morning. 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 I said it.
Don't understand. Don't understand what's going on. Don't understand.
I'll say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Don't understand.
I'll say it again.
Don't understand.
I'll say it again. I'll say it again.
Don't.
I said it.
Don't understand here.
I felt like a boonga butterfly. Felt like a boonga.
It's so easy.
Felt like a boonga. Felt like I felt like a
Somebody got it.
like I felt like a
It's so easy.
Somebody got it.
I felt like a butterfly. Felt like a butterfly. I felt like a butterfly. I felt like a butterfly.
Don't understand.
I felt like a butterfly.
Don't understand what's going on here. Don't understand.
I'll say it again.
Don't understand.
I'll say it again.
Don't understand what's going on. Don't understand.
I'll say it again. Again.
Don't understand what's going on.
Bingo, go.
I felt like a
Don't understand.
I'll say it again.
Don't understand.
I'll say it again. I said it.
Don't understand what's going on here.
And with intro finish, Jack, you may come in.
I am.
And so before we start, folks, I kind of annoyed Jack before we literally came live. And actually, I think this ended up being more funnier than what he originally tried to do, in my honest opinion. But tell the folks, Jack, how did I annoy you before we started?
It would have been funny if we actually were live. It would have been funny, so that way they can experience it as you say. And I looked it up. So everyone that's like HAC can listen carefully to this. If you're called on jury duty and you have to show up to jury duty and you end up being in jury duty, like as you cannot talk about the court case, any details. Don't be like HAC, who questioned every single damn time.
To be honest, it was only like 3 questions, and he fell under pressure.
Was it a robbery? Was it a murder? What happened? Oh, why won't you tell me now?
I still got my answer. I'm not going to share it. I'll keep it to the day I die until it becomes a public record. But welcome to episode 30 of the HAC JAC Show. I am your host, the ever-annoying, forgetful, and lovable HAC.
I'm your co-host, the self-deprecating and very annoyed, and currently very annoyed, Jack.
So annoyed. Oh, so annoyed. Right now. This was an anime. He would be that other side character that always gets angry with his best friend. That's what's going on right now.
Yes, and I have the power to kick you out of this channel right now.
He does. He
Not
does,
the
and
not the YouTube channel, but Discord channel.
he
But I can
does.
technically
He can do it, but will it be
I can do both.
but will it be a wise decision? Decision. I just
For
know.
those of you that
I just noticed he did that. Don't.
for those of you that don't notice what happened, I pretty much went to Discord, moved him to another channel, and then moved him quickly back in here so he notices.
And I just barely noticed as soon as he put me back in. Hey, let me know that there's now precedence. If I ever it mysteriously vanished one day, you know what happened.
Yeah, I just kicked him off the channel. I didn't kill him.
Yep. Or as that's what he wants you to think, but he can't talk about it due to legal reasons.
But anyways, for everyone to know, I was not picked. Thank God. No one was actually picked. Thank God for everyone. Pretty much, the guy just came and said, "Hey everyone, we know you don't like this place. Like ad libbing, short term right here. We know you don't like this place, so everyone can go. You don't have to worry about jury duty for 2 more years."
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. All thanks to this one employee, this one random clerk that she likes to make a little habit of putting up random holidays. Like like how there's like Pie Day or Pizza Day or some random day like that. That there's always like some weird unofficial national day.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying. So when you told me that part, I wasn't entirely sure what you meant. From what I was hearing and how way you were kind of describing it, and me half-heartedly paying attention,
See, exactly.
I thought you were kind of hinting that the case was around some about a made up holiday. I didn't actually.
First,
I thought
okay.
that's the hint of the case that what it
Here's
was
the thing.
about.
Here's the thing. You don't get any sort of details for a case on your first day of jury duty. Oh yeah, I actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut Hack some slack here. The first time he had jury duty, he pretty much skipped it legally.
Thank you.
I had to give a good pause there for everyone to kind of see you as a bad guy for a second.
Oh, don't worry. I do that with my own actions all the time.
But, but anyways, the way this works is you go into the building, you get seated, you sit down with a bunch of other people that are potentially there to be a jury. Then, from what I get, you stand there for a bit with your mail, like the thing they give you at your mail. You give them the paper. 10 more minutes. You get up. Everyone gets up. The clerk or whoever is in the front will say, "Okay, everyone, say this line." Then you say, "I do." You sit back down. You wait a bit, and people get pre-selected, I guess, for questioning. I don't know, but that part was skipped entirely because the guy was like, we know you don't like being here, so y'all can leave.
And here's a free coupon.
Actually, yeah, that kind of happened.
Oh, wow.
For anyone that used the metro to get there, they get a metro pass, and anyone that used the parking at a certain street, they get a coupon to instead of paying $20, they paid $6.
You know what? Now that seeing Sonic starts to seem more realistic now.
Yeah.
Which is what we're gonna be talking about in today's episode. So Jack and I, at around 3:30 p.m. of the afternoon, we sat along with our brothers to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Hmm.
Now, unfortunately, we couldn't discuss it any lengths. I had to run a few errands as soon as the movie was finished. So, so as far as I know, I only have an inkling of what Jack thinks, and Jack doesn't know what I think. So, with all with all that said, I'm gonna get a count of three and just describe the movie with one word or with one word. All right. So after one, just say like the first thing that pops in your head after when you think about the movie. Ready, Jack?
All right.
All right. Three, two, one. Huh?
Good.
Huh?
I was like, hey, good.
Question
Not,
mark?
not a good.
Question mark on the good.
Not a good. A good.
He, so so I guess I'll ask Jack. So initial thoughts? Just initial thoughts after watching the movie. I guess number one, do you regret it?
Okay, I certainly don't regret it because I did have fun watching the movie. It was just that there was, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was like good, but it was. I would say between okay and good. There, and in between that, I don't have a word to describe it. It's in between that.
I do. And for anyone who's ever followed Double Toasted or their previous domain spill.com, this movie and Jack will agree with me is a very great rental. It's a very
Yeah.
high
Yep.
rental.
Yep. Yep. Definitely. Yep. It's a rental.
And that is not a bad thing. Because honestly, that's probably the best you could do with a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. That's probably the best thing they could have come up with without getting into either anime melodrama like Sonic 06 or
Uh,
just complete bonkers like the 90s Sonic cartoons.
I was actually like throughout the whole movie, I was thinking, would this kind of make Sonic 06 canon if it worked like this?
I'll be laughing if they base the design of Eggman for Jim Carrey on Sonic 06.
I mean, hey, it was slowly turning into Eggman.
That's true. That's true. Although I was a little miffed that he was only called Eggman because his little drones were egg shaped and not he
Eh,
himself in some way.
yeah, but he's eventually going to turn into an Eggman just because of all the mushrooms apparently he's eating.
Yeah. So to give a little plot synopsis of the movie, without going too deep into spoilers, the all the story is it's a oh I guess it will be a it's a road trip movie.
Yeah, no, no.
That's that's elements of it, but it's not in it entirely. Essentially, it's a movie about friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, one more key aspect is essentially a kids movie. It's a movie about friendship. There's a literal power of friendship moment in the movie.
I found that one pretty weird.
Uh, I'm not gonna lie, it was weird, but at the same time, I was like, that's what. What am I
Let me
expecting? Like, what am I expecting?
let me revive my friend with friendship.
Hey, at least he didn't. At least the guy didn't kiss him.
Like, you can do it. Come on, everyone, clap your hands to see if you can revive.
And he goes freaking and just to describe that moment, all of a sudden Sonic got the Speed Force in him. That's what he honestly looked like. He just like constantly kept having the Speed Force.
Throughout a good portion of the movie, I was thinking to myself, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest hog alive.
Oh man. Now, obviously it's and now comedy. Now, surprisingly enough, as far as anything with the movie trying to be comedic in all sorts of ways, usually this type of children's movie is big fodder for having very cringy humor. And big culprits of this will have to be the Smurfs movies, a good
Mhm.
portion of Illumination movies, and DreamWorks movies, the lesser known ones.
Yeah.
This one I only cringe once, and this is not a spoiler, is when Sonic was doing the floss.
Oh,
But
really?
Yeah, only that one
Surprise.
time, which I felt like, God, okay, movie. Yeah. That
Really? Well, actually, here's the thing. Here's the thing. With the floss, I I'm gonna I took that away from the cringy list and put it in the okay list. You know why?
why?
When was this movie supposed to come out?
Oh, you're right. It's supposed to come out last year.
Exactly. Well, not even then. It was supposed to come out a little bit more, like close to 2 years. But yeah, last year, let's say.
Oh, that's
Back
right.
back that time, the floss was like all the rage.
You know what? Yeah. Now I still would have cringed if the movie still came out where originally intended. I still would have cringed at that moment, regardless.
But it wouldn't be. It would make sense why that was there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one thing that made me cringe was let me see, how can I say it without, I guess there's not really too much of a spoiler. When he farts,
Did he?
Sonic farted
I'm trying to recall.
at the hotel or wherever they were at there at.
Oh, okay.
And then
That.
he farts, and then the Tom was like, "What did you eat?"
Oh, okay. I see now. Uh,
That made me cringe.
that's a reason. That's a reasonable cringe. I did not because I kind of knew what I was expecting, and I can imagine Sonic being that childish. So, well, actually, and there's actually kind of one thing I can praise the movie for
Hmm.
was it as that there was a so one of the kind of the biggest fears that I had coming into this was that I was gonna this movie is gonna make me really hate Sonic. You know, he already gets a lot of hate, but this one he was gonna garner even more, and
Hmm.
that could have gone through just either, especially his very hyperactive character and behavior,
Yeah.
and I could easily see this annoying people, especially if you have not if you don't have much tolerance for children's media, or if you have no affinity towards the hedgehog. So watching Sonic, I was like, oh, I felt that him being this, being hyper all the time and talking so much, never once did it annoyed me, due to the fact that because of the circumstances of how essentially Sonic is, how he was grown and quote unquote raised,
Hmm.
it made a lot of sense to me.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna talk about this more like in the. So, by the way, I'm gonna make some rules in how I'm gonna be speaking about the movie.
Hmm.
Just so the ways I'm gonna be speaking about any spoilers is I'm gonna say the statement in the most worst way possible. So that way, you and I might still understand each other, but everyone else is gonna be wondering, how come Jack lied to us? All right. So this is
All
how it's
right,
gonna be.
all right.
So here's my question: why the hell did Knuckles try to kill him in the beginning?
Oh man, it is it. The, Knuckles trying to kill Sonic only makes sense if you know the lore. So get good.
Gotcha.
I was actually quite surprised of Knuckles appearing in the beginning of the movie, and I just flashed back to all the previous games. I was like, that was actually a
Well,
pretty good a pretty good
like I remember they
usage,
fought each other.
a pretty good usage of a reference because because I just it was it essentially briefly mentioned a big aspect of Knuckles that
Hmm.
that if you're not a Sonic fan, you would either not know about him, or if you're like a casual Sonic fan, it's a big thing you'll forget about him.
Well, like I know they fought each other. Like that there's literally point in the game where you fight each other. That's like the whole point of the game. But I didn't think that he would be willing to kill.
Well, to quote a great poem. S- Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I always flex my muscles.
Shut up.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a genuine surprise. And throughout the entire movie, I was just looking for any little bit of references, and there was one where I sincerely thought that it was gonna be a slight jab at Mario.
That I don't think I know which one you're talking about.
I thought that was gonna be the case, but since he kept kind of mentioning it, I was like, "Oh no way, it's not really a jab. It's just another part of the story." Which I was like, "Ah, okay." Because I thought it'd be
I
like
was
kind of like a
hoping it was a jab.
what was it?
I thought it was gonna be like a jab or a wisecrack about it.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Though. That would have been nice. Hey, at this point, Sega has has better movies than Nintendo by like one.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so does that mean Sega now has their own film production studio
I mean, it did say Sega original film.
with all the friggin' Sega games? I didn't
Well,
I didn't expect that. It's just like, oh look, Sonic and Jet Set Radio and Yakuza and Persona and what's going on?
oh, okay. So here's one thing. I kind of noticed. Is it me or did the wording original films did that font look like the freaking Marvel Comics font?
I think that's probably intentional because we all know Sega is associated with the color red.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of intentional. Now, as this, what do you think of the human characters? Because there were also another that were gonna make it or break it for the movie for me. Um, and putting aside Robotnik, just like the human friends, I thought that they did their roles. I thought they did the roles well, and they didn't annoy me. And I find it funny that even in a Sonic movie, and it's not a spoiler, they had to add their own sassy black woman.
Okay, for me, they actually did pretty well. Uh, Most of their reactions were pretty normal, except for the sassy black woman, which surprisingly kept well under pressure.
I see what you did. Oh man. Oh, and we got a nice cameo from JoJo. Yeah, so look out for JoJo, folks. JoJo's in the movie.
I just, I think my brother also said something like JoJo.
Yes. So the main male lead. Uh, to be quite honest, as far as the two human lead not lead characters, the husband and wife,
Hmm.
I honestly thought that they were going to portray the husband a lot like very buffoonish, because this is kind of how a lot of media tends to portray a husband or dad character.
Yeah.
And I was just surprised, like, oh look, he's actually a competent, normal man, and he's not a sitcom dad or a sitcom husband. And so is the wife as well. There's like, well, they're just normal people dealing with in a very extraordinary situation.
I mean that's pretty much like the whole thing for me. I'm like, well, they certainly did their best to keep well under pressure,
Yeah,
especially Tom, who the best way to keep under pressure is shoot Sonic with a bear tranquilizer dart.
I mean, wouldn't you if you saw that? If you saw him, you'd probably go straight for the headshot, though. Oh man! And one thing I was actually kind of worried about was was during the truck chase, and well, the scene prior to the actual chase starting, I was kind of worried that they were really gonna manufacture this conflict between Sonic's human friend Tom and him when that
Mhm.
moment come out when they're discussing when they're discussing um the significant blah, when they're discussing what Tom is going to be doing in his future. I first like, oh crap, is this the part where like that you've seen in a lot of children's movies where they pretty much make characters be like, "What do you mean? How can you do this to me?" Like overreact due to hearing something negative when it could easily be discussed in a simple conversation.
Yeah, true. And you would think that he'll be like, "All right, fine, I'm leaving." Just like goes off into some other spot
But
while one of the characters is like close to dying because they left.
surprisingly, Sonic learned his lesson, and yeah, he learned his lesson, and it's like, oh, okay, they resolved that pretty naturally and truthfully and quickly.
I was hoping for you to say something with speed in there.
Yeah, there I did. And speaking of quick, I've never seen such faster exposition in my life.
Well,
That
hey,
beginning scene.
that's actually a good thing.
I know, but still, though, like depending of how well edited and done it is, it could just make it seem like, and this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. Here we are. And due to the nature of Sonic, I was like, okay, I gotta expect a lot of fast edits here. Keith, it has, the games are fast, so the movie has to feel fast, which surprisingly is.
I wonder. I'm pretty sure this is not the case, but it will be kind of cool to see if this that did happen. I wonder if you go to the very beginning where it shows you like you might be wondering why I'm in this mess type of thing.
Hmm.
Slow down their rewind. See if it actually does the whole movie.
That
If it does, I'll give them props for that.
Now, does it have to be the whole movie, or just like scenes in proper placement in the movie?
No, the whole movie,
Oh,
proper order.
that's a fast rewind button. That's a
See,
fast rewind.
I'm pretty sure it's not like that, but if they do that, I'll give them props for that.
I'd like to see that file folder. Hey, here's a completed movie. All right, now just shrink it and put the copy of the movie in it. I want to see that file. Good lord. Um. Oh, I'm also glad that Gangster's Paradise is nowhere near this movie.
Oh yes, you're right. They appropriately used Sonic Mania's soundtrack, at least the first, like one of the main songs in the
Yeah,
first
the,
one,
the the theme
the
song.
opening thing. Yeah,
I was slightly disappointed that there wasn't more uses of Sonic music, especially
yeah.
for certain moments where they could have easily done it. But they
I mean, they did added like the Green Hill Zone with the piano in there a little bit.
yeah, but they could have added other stuff like other music like from other Sonic games, not just the Genesis ones. But hey, baby steps, baby steps. So now, okay, now what is one thing you can really criticize about the movie? Because I know because it ain't perfect. It's definitely not perfect.
It's
It's better
definitely
than
not.
Birds of Prey, but it ain't perfect. So what would it be, Jack?
For me, I mean, I can't really criticize it too badly because it is a kids movie, and a little bit I'm a kid at heart, so I would probably watch like if there is gonna be a second movie, I will watch it. But let's see. I don't know. To me personally, I would have loved to see more of Sonic's world, and rather instead of the actual like instead of the '06 syndrome where you're in the human world.
Right. Although funny enough, no one complained about that in Adventure or Adventure Two.
True.
So it's just Sonic 06 did it poorly. But yeah, that would be cool to see. Cause instead of doing an, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this movie could have been an easily like fish out of water story
Hmm.
for Sonic, but they actually just glide past that. Where Sonic's like, I love living here. So I'm glad they didn't go that route of like it's okay to be different in this world. It's okay. They do a more different message than that because I know a lot of kids movies love that type of story. But if I can critique one thing, it will man, I don't know why I'm finding it so hard
See?
because if I try to attempt to really like criticize the movie, I'm giving the movie too like I'm giving it too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the things I can really praise about the movie, that it knows what it is and it sticks to it so well that you find yourself enjoying the ride.
And like that's the thing with this movie. Like that's why I said I it's a kids movie, so I can't really criticize it too hard. Because what the normal things you would criticize in a movie, you would definitely think about it more deeper. But this one was just it's a kids movie. You're not supposed to think that deep.
No, it's supposed to give like basic plot line and basic moral message, which did really well. Which is is a good message. It's a good moral, and it's not like going to go into any plot holes unless we're going to EFAP this. Oh God! Imagine if Rags and Mauler start to do that for Sonic. Oh good lord! I'm sure they'll find plenty of things to criticize about this movie. But that's just off the top of my head. I there's no glaring issues I can think of. There's probably personal things I could point out, such as that for me, for Jim Carrey's performance of Dr. Eggman, it it's funny to see Jim Carrey doing his Jim Carrey shtick.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that all the and I th- and I just love how jerkish he is. Like he is jerkish to the core.
I can't wait for the days when I get settled down, married, have kids. Then one day I'm gonna watch a movie with them, with the kids and everything. All of us huddled up together. We're gonna be watching The Mask, and then I'm gonna be like, "That's Doctor Eggman."
Wow, Daddy, I couldn't tell.
Right there, that's Doctor Eggman.
Smoke.
Yep, right there, that man right there in the green face. That's Doctor Eggman.
Yeah, and I actually love his version of Doctor Eggman's very much.
Like in a way, you could you could still kind of see Eggman doing the things Jim Carrey's just doing throughout the whole movie.
Yes, and the only thing we don't see it is because in the games we don't see Eggman actually interact with other humans.
Yeah, that's true. The only times you ever do see him interact with other humans is just threatening them.
Yeah, and but even in this movie, well, he's still kind of threatening them in this movie.
That is true.
But
Very
he
true.
does it in such a way that's so. Oh man, and I
To be
love.
honest,
Go ahead.
during that scene where Tom was being threatened, you know what I would have done in his like initial state?
What?
Just grab Doctor Eggman since he's like right next to me and full Nelson him, have him like point right at his drone, and then uh, Eggman accidentally shoots himself. Ending credits.
Movie.
Day's over.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I mean, again, Doctor Eggman ain't really a man with full Taekwondo
he,
strength or anything.
he ain't John Wick over here.
He's a scientist. You could just easily overpower him if you
No,
wanted to.
correction. A mad scientist.
I love the fact that inside his little lair, inside that
Oh, I
vehicle,
love that scene.
right, it's just literally on his breakers, evil lab.
And above, and as well as something above it, I call it like, oh, a little reference was the Badniks.
Yeah.
I was like, ah, I caught that movie. I caught that. I love that entire sequence of essentially of what it was. It was like it's a full scene that goes on for a minute or 3 minutes of Jim Carrey just eating the scenery, just acting as the funniest he could be while dancing. Oh my gosh! And as well, and I was watching the movie. There is uh, one unique character analysis that you could pull off, and that is like how and pretty and it's very simple, and I'm glad they at least did this so that is so nothing's too basic. You kind of notice how due to Sonic's own character flaws and Eggman's, you could see how both of them essentially went through similar trials and how they end up differently. I don't know if you saw that connection.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I could see that.
It's a lot of it's like literally if this was like some serious like superhero show, Eggman could totally go to Sonic and go, we're not that different, you and I, and he would be accurate.
Not like you, Eggman. I can't do a Sonic voice.
Speaking of the Sonic voice,
Hmm.
how'd you think? Obviously, they didn't use the the video game actors. They didn't use Roger Craig Smith. How'd you think of this version of of Sonic? His performance, his voice.
I mean, I think it did a pretty good job. Like he got the mannerisms right, especially the attitude. Yeah, I think it did pretty well.
Yeah, I think I think it suits well for a honestly a character who's supposed to like, be like 13, 14. I think he know that kind of teen like not quite teenager, but not a kid
He gets
anymore
older.
aspect.
When he gets older, does this mean that he will actually end up being in '06?
No, when he gets older, he'll be like how Sonic is in most of the games, where and where he's pretty much more he pretty much just becomes more sarcastic and it's just a quit machine. It's just a quit machine. Always like finding ways to derate Eggman at every sentence he does, which
So
he.
like that.
Hmm.
So like the older Sonic for Sonic Generations.
Yeah, like that. I can see him how if the second movie does happen, which we think it will. He's gonna grow to more like that, where he's slightly more mature, but his immaturity comes to the fact that he still kind of roasts people all the time. So pretty much he becomes like Spider Man, essentially.
Yep, he's Spider-Man in Flash's body.
With the mind of Billy Batson. I do. I was, although I'm not gonna lie. I was during the moment where Sonic had to leave his cave in order to hide. I was like, please take the comics, please take the comics, please take the comics.
He was he really wanted to take those comics.
I
He
would
had
too.
he
I would.
was he had to sadly leave them.
I'm glad they didn't go away.
Yeah, they came back mysteriously.
um, now just imagine that in this world, like let's say Sonic kept up with the Flash comics. Imagine him watching the TV show. He's like, "What are you doing? You have the advantage. Come on!" And the best part, he could literally just run up to the actors or the writers and just be like, "No, look, the Flash is supposed to be like this. Look, let me show you." And he just shows him how like the running Yes.
Not gonna lie, that would most likely happen, and I wish to see that.
Yeah, I did too. And of course, with the whole Sonic being fast, it I would say it was done. It was done pretty well. We're at a point with special effects now that you can literally do anything. So I'd say they represented Sonic's speed especially well. Did copy a little bit from the X-Men, but what are
Not
you gonna
just
do?
I think that whole thing about copying from the X-Men, and I know which scene you're talking about. It's that fight, and I feel like that's now officially been called a cliche.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to? There's probably more clever ways to showcase speed, but that's probably like the go-to.
Yeah, that's pretty much now a cliche to see that happen, and I think the laziest way they could have done it, and at least the more understanding way of how people could have seen it is literally Sonic in normal speed blazes through everything. We just see people falling over.
That's how I always imagine what would a low budget Sonic movie will be like. It will essentially be is people reacting to nothing because he's so fast you can't see him.
Yep.
Like that's how I imagine a low budget Sonic movie would be. Just any or a low budget Flash movie, people reacting to nothing, and there's no actor, there's not even like a special effect to show. Ooh, look, a blue thing or red thing passed by. No, it's just oh no, I tripped. Oh, that guy must have been running real fast. I couldn't see him.
Or better yet, the actor's just kind of standing there. He's like, "Want to see me run up that hill and down here? Want to see me do it again?"
Literally he's just him standing there. He goes, I did it.
Yeah.
That's that dumb joke. I will say though, I think one of the aspects of the humor that I wasn't too fond of was a lot of the sort of meta humor it had, where where the characters they acknowledge themselves of how ridiculous the situation is, or just or make little slight jabs at the story without breaking the fourth wall entirely. That part, I think that's just kind of how it is with modern humor. But I'm not really a big fan of that if you don't know how to do that really well. And I think that's one of the more weaker aspects of the movie, where that when they go to that humor, essentially kind of making fun of itself.
I mean, for me personally, that I could see what you're going for on this, but at the same time, I see it more humanely. Like, imagine this: you just literally saw an alien hedgehog running at that can be able to run at hundreds of miles per hour, saying that some guy, some super smart mad scientist, is trying to kill him, and you literally see it happening right before your eyes, right next to you. Don't you think a common reaction to all of this is fine? This is fine type of laughter, like where you're kind of nervous about it, you kind of like, and you just try to laugh it off, but inside you're really panicking.
Yeah, and that's natural, but doesn't mean necessarily mean it's funny.
I don't think it went for funny in certain ways. I think it went for like a natural reaction.
Well, yeah, but it's also highlighting like the funny, I guess common reactions that you probably won't associate with watching a movie of this type. That's at least from the number of movies I've seen. That's how I view it. It's definitely not the worst offender of it. There's other not even kids movies, just like regular um, movies made for older audiences that do that humor way worse. So this one was at least bearable. It's just not my cup of tea because I've just seen it done so many times.
Mm.
Especially and just to kind of big off that, and to mention it, it's just especially even worse in comics because number one, You can't just ignore it. You have to read it. And it doesn't help that if you have a bad plot, pointing it out that you have a bad plot does not automatically make your story better.
In fact, that
I'm
actually
looking at
makes it
you,
worse.
Deadpool.
That actually makes it worse because then you kind of realize that you did a bad job, but you're not gonna fix it.
Exactly. So, luckily, I don't think there was anything that egregious in Sonic the Hedgehog where it was just they point out to stop and laugh at themselves. Like I said, the movie knows what it is and it revels in in what it is. And I think all of that can boil down to just the freaking Eggman scene in his little truck laughing. Where I'm like,
Uh,
at that point, I'm like, yep, this movie knows what it is.
you know what I think was the most egregious mistake in the movie?
What was the egregious mistake?
Not giving Sonic soap shoes.
He,
The freaking
he always
you
got
don't know what
I know that he's always got his classic shoes. He wasn't grinding on anything.
I know, but I would have wanted some sort of scene where he got soap shoes and people around the girl are wondering, how the hell did you get soap shoes in this day and age?
I'll be a cute I'll be a cute callback in later sequel. Sonic
Like
gets an
I want
upgrade.
that to happen.
What I don't
Oh,
understand is
mhm.
why why I under, well actually no, I do understand, but now because of this movie being successful, shoe companies now have to actually make Sonic shoes for the future movies. They cannot turn down this perfect business opportunity.
Yep.
Like,
Now, let me clarify one thing for people. Sorry. I'm not sure if everyone understands what this is, but here's a here's a quick description of soap shoes. So soap shoes. So if you ever played a Sonic game, you already know the whole parts about him grinding on rails and stuff like that. Y'all have seen many games do it, 3D or 2D. Soap shoes are pretty much the type of shoes he wears to grind on those rails. They pretty much have like between the pads of the foot, like the actual middle part of the foot, it has like a smooth type of lining where you can easily grind on rails. And that was actually a thing, not just for Sonic games, but that was an actual thing in real life.
that was an
People
actual
actually did.
product you can buy in Australia.
Yep. And you would have seen but you can even go on YouTube right now and see people grind on rails with soap shoes.
Right next to the people who still wear Heelys. Remember those?
Yep. I actually wanted them when they were a thing.
I never saw the appeal.
Oh wow. The most recent one I'm seeing right now, 3 months ago.
Oh, by the way, so I went to eBay to look up to see how much their soap shoes are going for,
Mhm.
and so far the highest one I could see just from a simple search, highest one I can see right now is a pair a size 7 pair for $249,
Ooh.
and the cheapest one I could see is another pair for. Actually, that's not. Oh, that's not the price. That's a bid. Person priced at 118. Person's bidding it for $44.
To be fair, if you're going for cheap on soap shoes, I would probably stay clear from that because you should probably get not the most expensive, but at least a high end one if you don't want to get hurt.
Yep. Okay, here the lowest one I see is one for $45, but they look like Vans.
But you gotta admit they look like fun.
Yep. Yep.
But
Although at the time when I played Sonic Adventure 2, I just thought that those were his shoes. I wasn't even aware of the soap thing.
neither was I.
The more you learn, the more you learn.
Some
Now,
of these videos are cringy.
I would imagine
Yeah.
so.
I mean, like the favorite one was some guy running up a small curb, like about 2 feet high. He runs up to it, kind of jumps, and then taps his feet, like as if like he was skateboarding, and then he like runs off, like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah. To go and to go back. Something. What else? Anything? I guess anything worth mentioning. Um. Oh, I guess as a public service announcement that that we can't tell you for sure that there's nothing after the end of the whole credits, not just the starting credits where it has the nice visuals, like the actual main credits. There is nothing at the end. Once those start, you can leave. You can leave the movie.
Oh, I was gonna ask you something.
Hmm.
This would have been this has been bothering me throughout, like till the very end of the movie. Even how would have they looked like originally?
Oh, with with his old design.
Yes,
Phew.
every interaction that everyone you've seen, how would have they all looked like? I want to buy. I would buy it, not rent it. I would buy the original version of this movie with the unmodified Sonic, the weird, creepy runner's leg Sonic with the human teeth. I would buy it and watch it myself.
That better be an extra on the Blu-ray. Like that could be a great way to sell you more of the movie, where the Blu-ray comes out and you could put in also includes original design Sonic version of the movie, just for the memes alone. Sega, anyone from Sega, I doubt it, but maybe we'll listen to this. Please let that be a feature in the Blu-ray or the DVD. I guarantee you'll make twice than the average sales of any physical media. Or at least find some legal manner in which someone can watch the atrocity that was the first design in full of how it was originally intended.
Better yet, for me personally, nothing wrong with you, Hack, but Sega. If you can't go with Hack's deal, then go with my deal. Give me, just me, the original version of the movie, and I'll take it to the grave. I will watch it and take it to the grave.
Oh wow! Only you get to watch it.
Only I will get to watch it.
The
At
president of
least
Sega goes to you,
only one
Jackson.
person.
Do you honor do this in honor of your family?
I will definitely do this in honor of my family. I will take it, watch it, and then if I see someone coming into my room, I'll turn it off. I'll I'll pretty much break the CD and be like, I was watching porn.
Oh my god! Hopefully you don't save it on some sort of server. Just keep it on your own hard drive. Cause you know, as soon as word gets out of if you got that copy, there's gonna be attempts will be made. Sonic
Attempts
Chris Chan will personally come to your door.
attempts will be made for the movie and my life.
Exactly. Oh man.
I'll break it to pieces. I'll demagnetize it. I'll do whatever I can to make it unreadable.
Throw it into the ocean.
Throw it into the fires of the.
Mount Doom. Oh my gosh. So yeah, either one works. We're both satisfied with either one. I don't need to see that atrocity, but hey, it will make for good meme material. Oh, also one thing I noticed because right after during a car ride, my little brother watched the original trailer, like the original trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a piece of dialogue there where Sonic said that I'm here to help you save the planet, and then I had to cut to
Oh
myself.
yeah.
Wait a minute,
That never.
that never happened.
Yeah.
So that either tells me that was just like another scene they filmed that was used that could be used for the trailer, or they were trying to really go for a big storyline. One of those two. Sonic's gotta save the planet, man.
Well, good thing they didn't.
No, they kept it. Actually, another thing to praise. I like that they kept the stakes small. I,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't try to go essentially what every Sonic game does, where they try to have like adventures all over the world and end with the big Super Saiyan fight. I like that they kept it small. They kept to the main conflict not really being with Eggman, but with Sonic's own personal flaws and how he overcame them through Eggman. I like the simplicity of that, which you'd be surprised how easy that could be messed. Someone could mess that up. You'd
Mm-hmm.
be surprised how simple stories can just be messed up because they started to do too much or they did too little. So this movie is just right, and also it was pretty cute when he put on the cowboy hat.
It was adorable.
Yeah, it was pretty adorable. There's good moments where Sonic is just plain old adorable. So which another thought I will say about Sonic. Tails maybe, but not Sonic.
Now I can't wait to see if they can make you say Knuckles is adorable.
Hey, you don't chuckle though. Sorry, keep that line. It'll never go away from my mind. It'll never go away. Just everyone, look, just watch the. You know what? I'm gonna shut up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Idea came to mind, so I'm gonna do a little quick, quick search. And actually, and yeah, if you can tell me your opinion on something, the seeing that this movie is gonna clearly get a sequel, what do you hope in the sequel that you want the movie to add to the Sonic movie to add or to improve upon?
I'm gonna say this as a joke, just because everyone or a lot of Sonic fans tend to do things with this. Rouge the Bat.
God. No, look. We're on thin ice with Sonic and his fandom. We don't need that portion of the fandom here.
I could actually want to see Amy come in, just so I could see the interaction where Sonic, at least from this storyline, where I want to see her get angry at him. Literally takes it like Sonic will be like, "Amy, it's good to see you," and then Amy comes at him and it's like all in slow motion, like as if they're gonna go for a happy hug. But then she just reaches out for a mallet to chase him around.
I don't mind Amy. I don't mind. You could do a lot of fun stuff with her. Rouge,
You can do a lot of
I,
fun stuff with
you,
her.
you know what? You know what? With Rouge, to quote that the Nintendo Direct with Terry Bogard, Sonic the Hedgehog is for good boys and girls, so we cannot add such a character into our movie. Please understand. Oh man.
No, no. How about this? They could add Rouge the Bat, but only if they have Knuckles with it.
So we're gonna do the soon today thing. Is that what we're gonna
Yes.
go with?
Yes.
I think at a certain point, the more you add of Sonic's friends, I think the more the human characters are gonna be super irrelevant.
I mean, to be fair, they
Ki-
will be soon enough.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That that is true, and and that's fine. We're here for Sonic, not for Tom.
Tom, the Donut Lord.
I actually like that joke. I like that. Lord of the Donuts and Pretzel Girl.
My favorite thing about his like whole understanding of why he named him Donut Lord. He commands them, and if they fall out of line, he eats them.
That's it. That is. Those are. Let's just try to talk here. That is that's probably one of the strengths of of Sonic. Just when it nails its humor, it gives you a good chuckle. Like it will make the kids laugh loudly, and it'll make the adults go, "Okay, that was pretty funny." I'm not gonna say there's although there was a few moments where I was like literally the only one laughing in the theater at certain jokes.
Yeah,
I just
I
got
heard.
ha,
I just hear him go, aha! And everyone else is just silent.
and all of them had to do with Jim Carrey. All of them had to do with Jim Carrey.
I know there was one part where it was like a pun that made you laugh, and everyone else was just like silent.
I felt like that was a pun you would do.
It was a pun I would do because I felt my own shame.
Oh, I felt like that one Family Guy skit or cutaway gag where that seagull laughing in the theater. That was me for like that was me for the for good some portions of the movie. Hey, hey, no one complained, so.
So we're gonna have to ask you to leave. You're disturbing everyone else's peace.
I thought this was America. Hey, this is America.
No, this
This
is
is
Russia.
America.
No, you're in Russia.
Oh my god. Where
So did you find what you were looking for, by the way?
I I think I did, but that's the key word is I think. But I don't know. Wait, I don't know in just a second. Yep, found it.
No. Oh, okay.
Good.
Go
So
ahead.
that I'll say that for later. So let's see. Anything else about about the Sonic movie?
I'll be amazed if they bring in the moon arc where Doctor Eggman pretty much blows up half the moon just to make
Oh,
his own Death Star.
his death egg. And you
His
know
own
what? They
Death
could,
Star.
they could possibly do that. I think that's kind of the one thing I like about this movie is that they can pretty much take any storylines or characters from any of the different Sonic media that's out there, games, comics, cartoons, a few of the animes. I mean, I I would not. It would be so cool to see Metal Sonic on screen.
I'll be laughing if they bring in Sonic Unleashed as a.
No, we're not bringing Chip or the Werehog. None of that.
We need the Werehog.
No. None of no, the only the good bits of the Sonic series. We don't need the Werehog. We don't need anything from Sonic 06.
Actually, here's what I would like for Sonic 06. Let's have this start of the movie. Sonic is in his cave playing on an Xbox 360 or whatever. Yeah, let's just go with Xbox 360. He's playing his own game of Sonic 06, and he's at the fight.
With Silver.
Here is it. No use. There's no escape. It's no use. There's no escape.
You know what? I bet Sega will allow it because even they can't defend the trash fire that was Sonic 06. Now, that would be the good type of good meta joke. A little into Deadpool territory, but hey, if if we live in a timeline in which a Hollywood movie made fun of Sonic 06, I say that's a timeline worth living. I mean, they even put it. There's even a Sonic meme in the movie. That caught me off guard.
Oh yeah. Sanic.
Sonic, special appearance by Sonic. And the way they show it off too, it was actually like the most plausible way they did it. So I'll give kudos to that. That was pretty clever. And although although actually I just noticed
Yeah.
something. Do you think Sonic loses his rings when he gets hit because he's actually like literally holding on to them?
So here's the thing. I was actually gonna talk to you about that with the whole rings thing. So as I said before, like before we watched the movie, and I think a little bit when we were planning on watching it, that I discussed with you that I saw somewhere that they explained the usage of the rings in a plausible way. So I already mentioned to you before that someone said that the rings were possibly used as teleportation. And that's plausible because if you notice, like when you play some of the old games, Sonic touches the ring and literally just poof, gone, vanished.
Yeah. So there is credence to that.
And the whole thing about him losing his rings, yeah, I mean, literally, it does make sense that he's holding on to them. He's not actually just like Pac-Man eating them. He's actually holding on to the rings. That's why whenever he gets hit, he loses them.
And the few time he gets hit in the movie, what happens?
He actually loses rings.
Yeah. So the only thing I wish is they added the sound effect in some way.
I mean, they did.
Oh, did they? Oh, I probably didn't hear it then.
They did during the time when the when he fell.
I probably wasn't paying
It was
that close
during the
attention.
very. It wasn't during the very big fight. He fell, and then you heard it. Not like explosively loud, but you heard the rings kind of hit the floor, and then they made their sounds.
Ah, okay. It must have been very subtle because I was kind of expecting it to be like super obvious.
Same thing whenever same thing whenever he picked them up, they made sounds.
And funny enough, so to reveal something, I've actually kind of imagined in my mind what would Sonic move, what would a Sonic movie be? And one
Hmm.
of the details I always liked, and to kind of copy something from the Sonic X anime, was that the rings themselves would make Sonic go even faster. And I would imagine that like the rings are like of Tails' invention, and what Sonic would do was he would place them on his shoes as it's glowing. He'll place
Oh
them there,
yeah.
and that'll give him extra boost of speed. Hence why he's always collecting rings to go faster.
Mm.
I always thought that was a cool idea to use in the games. While they don't visually do that, they do have that mechanic of collect the rings. You build up a meter to go even faster.
Well, that's in like the newer games, not the older ones. The older ones you just kind of collect them to get extra lives.
You have endpoints.
Yep.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, it's still something that was something I always envisioned. Like if they were to make a movie, how they're gonna add the rings plausible. That will be the reason. And you have a moment where, like just like in the game, he loses all his rings and he's back up to a corner. So he's got to get around without being hit. Oh,
Mm.
missed opportunity. Sonic in the water. Uh,
No, they 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 did it.
No, he just no,
It was not shown, but it was
no,
that.
no. No, I will not count that. I don't. I no. They that was a missed opportunity to at least do a I can't swim joke.
I mean, he's in the middle of nowhere in a landlocked zone. I mean, I understand that they can't do that. Plus, they literally showed going west as how Tom described it. Goes, comes back with a fish on his head.
I still think they should have. Well, you know what? Save it for the sequel. Save it for the sequel. Whenever they have to go to an actual island or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because you can't really expect it to happen in a landlocked.
And actually, now that I really think about it, I don't think the drowning. I don't think the drowning thing was a thing in Sonic One. I think it only came in Sonic Two. I think
I mean, there was not really that many water levels. Sonic One.
there was all lava levels though, and that came annoying. I swear to
Yeah.
you, when I legitly tried to play Sonic One, it got fun until the game literally slow you down to do tricky platforming,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh well, this is fun. That's why two and three will always be better.
Pretty much.
And from the way how this movie went, I think that's what they're gonna probably be doing. Where obviously they'll take aspects from the mains from all Sonic media for the story, for clever jokes and whatnot. But certain key aspects, I think they might correlate based on the numbered game, such as this game takes a lot of core stuff from Sonic One. I think the sequel will take a lot of core stuff from Sonic Two, with one obvious one that if you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's the question though.
Mm-hmm.
Will well actually though Sonic 2 they might answer that, which is will he come back and what's the reason for coming back? So that might happen. Sonic 2, the movie.
He builds a death egg. That's what happens. He builds a death egg and joins the Empire.
Do it.
Sonic Star Wars crossover.
I just can't wait to see Al the Edge.
Do you think they'll even make it that far?
I hope that I could see Al the Edge.
Because it only takes one bad sequel, man. It takes just one bad sequel.
I can't wait to see Al the Edge come out and then he comes out with a Uzi.
An
And
Uzi in which he cocks by pumping it.
like a shotgun.
Oh my god, it's so stupid to this day.
By the way, I refuse to call him Shadow the Hedgehog sometimes. I just keep calling him Al the Edge.
Ow the edge.
Just erase some parts of his name.
I can just imagine like you're in a normal conversation about Sonic and just instinctively you go, "Hey, remember when Al the Edge tried to blow up the space colony Ark?" They go, "Who?" Al the Shadow. I just feel like I can imagine you just doing that by accident.
Yeah, let me. I just love it. The freaking meme, or it was like either cropped out or they just kind of moved it around a bit. There it is. It's gonna be under sources. You can go ahead and look at it.
Alright, let me just get the stream people give them a good view of it. There you go. Give there for a few seconds. Oh, the edge.
Ow, the edge.
The edge. Oh, look, he has a cute little fang that shows that he's cute. That that's not working for him, especially how trendy that is with Japanese girls. It's not helping his case. Oh man.
But or that or Metal Sonic,
I would love to see Metal Sonic.
and that would be plausible. Actually,
That's-
both are plausible for a return because of the main plot of with Jim Carrey, or the main reason.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he is and his prototype is in the Sonic 2 game.
Yep.
Yep. So, oh crap! But then, if they're gonna bring assets Sonic 2, do you think they're gonna crap?
What?
They're gonna put in the Chaos Emeralds, aren't they? They're gonna have to.
You didn't think about it? I was thinking about it. How they're gonna put in the Chaos Emerald, and I'm pretty sure I know how.
It's probably a thing in Sonic's world.
They're gonna pretty much bring him back to Sonic's world. It has to. If they most likely with them making a second movie, they have to bring him back to his own world.
Or they do the Dragon Ball route and they're actually in the real world as like these actual like real life jewels. And so Sonic has a radar and he has to collect all the Chaos Emeralds.
I refuse to have this happen. I
I,
refuse.
I'd say that's the more likely thing to happen.
No, I refuse. I'm gonna say off with the heads of the human characters. They're gone now after the second movie. He says goodbye. He's going. He's leaving. Bye.
Yeah,
He
that's
stop by
fine.
and
That's fine. They did their
He can stop
job.
by and visit.
They did their job. They're there for the normies. Sonic 2 strictly for the fans.
Yes. I want to see more of that Green Hill Zone.
Oh man, Green Green Hills. Well, no,
Wait.
no. By the time the second would come out, it'll be Emerald Hill Zone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, I'm getting excited for this.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that this movie was actually enjoyable because now I'm actually excited for a sequel. I haven't been excited for a Sonic sequel since Sonic Heroes.
Those were the good old days, but especially that theme.
Oh, oh yeah. You know, some people find that theme like super cheesy and trashy, and you know what I say to them?
Bah humbug.
That or your point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheesy and trashy. Your point?
Just the way I like it.
Just the way I like I like my women like the way I like my Sonic themes. Cheesy and trashy.
Trashy.
Oh man. You know what? Hold up. There's the quote. There's the quote of the episode.
Like my women, how I like my Sonic movie.
Hack quote. Put it on Twitter. Oh man.
Hack quote 2020.
I'll definitely put it there. And make it big enough. Hopefully, it will be like one of those inspiration posters.
Yeah, what you like will be in you like one of the conventions. You strike a pose and they just Photoshop your face like that.
I replace Obama's face on the on that.
No, Gengar. Alright, there we go.
Oh, hold up. Need proper punctuation.
Oh, I always notice that whenever you post something on YouTube or not YouTube, on Twitter or Facebook, at least in Twitter, it's like 3 hours later for me, and it says
It's the system, man.
it's like 3 hours later. It shows up in my notifications, and it says you did it right then and there. Like every time when I want to go ahead and support his little live streams when he gets guest over, I try to watch him, and then it ends up with it being like streaming now. I'm like, wow, he's streaming very late. I go in there, stream's over 5 hours ago.
Oh man. I wish I can do italics in Twitter. I need the metallics.
Why?
It makes it look fancy.
Nah, don't worry. They'll if we ever get big, they'll do it for us. Make it fancy, inspirational. Look like I'll put that in whenever you die. I'll put that in your one of your pictures.
Put that on my gravestone.
It's what he always wanted.
It's what he always wanted.
And right next to your wife, I'm gonna be saying it. This was one of his favorite quotes. I
Uh,
love, I love my Sonic movies. I love my women like how I love my Sonic movies.
Sonic music. Sonic music. Thank you
Sonic.
very much.
Tomato.
Oh man. That's one thing they better improve on in the sequels. Less whatever pop artist they get or whoever, and more of just like the actual game music. Even remix it for I care. Just use there's like a whole freaking library of great Sonic music that they can choose from, and they don't have and it's made by and Sega's financing it. They don't have to pay any artists to make music for them.
Yeah, just I want. You know what I wanted to see? I
What?
wanted to hear Escape from the City and inside that chase.
That would have been nice, especially since, not a spoiler, the at one point they're in San Francisco, which is what that first level of Sonic Adventure 2 was based on.
Or at least have a reference. Some guys listen to music and Sonic just takes it and he's listening to that song.
I was on Twitter and someone pointing out that another missed opportunity because since Eggman had that big truck, he
Mhm.
could have just
Oh
chased
yeah.
Sonic with it and that music would play. Like that would be on Eggman's playlist or something.
And with Jim Carrey, that would have been totally plausible to happen. That would have been exactly
I would just imagine Jim Carrey singing all the Sonic music,
follow me, set me free.
doing all those faces too. I wouldn't know how to imitate that, so I'm not gonna try.
You can never imitate Jim Carrey faces.
And sometimes Jim Carrey can't even imitate Jim Carrey.
My favorite thing is when they interviewed him, and he tells the story of how one time, some woman points at at their son like, look, that's the Grinch, and Jim Carrey just does the face
Oh,
of the Grinch,
I saw that and I was like, God dang, how malleable is your face, man?
and she's just like, oh, I thought that was makeup,
No, no. The mask is makeup, not the Grinch.
but not
Which,
the faces.
which by the way, little side tangent. Out of all the Dr. Seuss film adaptations, is it good or bad that the Grinch one is the only decent one?
Every time when I think about the freaking weird anthropomorph. And then you talking about like seeing if that's the only one, I just go immediately to the Cat in the Hat. You're a hoe. That joke.
Oh man. You know what? I think Dr. Seuss's wife, I think she sincerely hates that movie.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah, I used to watch that a lot when I was younger. Not much anymore. But there were some decent jokes, like like how he named his little vehicle. Remember?
I don't remember. Kind of blocked it from my mind.
Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, because I gotta quote it verbatim.
He wants me to see a traumatizing past, people. Hack is a sadist.
It's pronounced satinist.
It's thanks, Satan. It's pronounced Satine.
I actually like that joke in Wreck-It Ralph. I know my dad quotes it whenever he can.
I can't wait to see him do it in service.
Oh, here we go. So, 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 so here's the quote. So the cat is talking to the kids, and they're gonna go into this little his car essentially. He goes, he goes. Here she is, the super luxurious omnidirectional whatchamajigger, or slow for short. Slow, the girl says. Yes, says the cat. Slow, it's better than the last thing we had. Super hydraulic instantaneous transporter. That was legit funny. Super hydraulic instantaneous transporter. It's like one of the good few jokes in that movie.
I see what he did there.
Yeah. Although I did find it weird though, it just the last I'll talk about Cat in the Hat, that the movie took a moment where they go inside this phone booth and they're in this weird underground club, and the cat starts dancing with all the club goers and starts getting like real flirty with this Britney Spears looking lady with his hat. It was weird.
I don't remember much about the movie. It's pretty much a fever dream to me.
Good. Let's go. Good. It's not worth revisiting. It ain't the room. There's no oh hi Mark moments in that movie. Still though, I'll probably say that Jim Carrey Grinch movie probably the best Dr. Seuss non-animated movie we're gonna get, which says a lot.
Ooh. Ah. That's it. I'm not going.
Or the one with the echo. Oh, what was the how the echo joke go?
Oh yeah, where it's for some reason to talk back to him.
I remember how the way it goes. I just forgot the actual exact lines of dialogue.
My favorite one is the list. Hate, 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 hate. Loathe and top. It's like the way he does it. Performance, top notch.
90% of that movie is just Jim Carrey holding it all together.
Yeah, he is pretty much the. He's pretty much the glue, the tape, the wood, and everything. He's the. He's the whole building, actually.
Would you say the same thing for the Sonic movie? Do you think if Dr. Eggman was not performed by Jim Carrey, you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much?
Mm, hmm. I don't know. In a way, I say yes, but at the same time, I say no. I would need to figure out because since I've seen the movie, I can't give you a proper answer in the sense of like if some other actor did it. Because now all I see is Dr. Eggman as Jim Carrey.
That is his role. That will be for the rest of his life. Like that one actor who's made a career out of playing Fred from Scooby Doo.
It is now canon. Dr. Eggman used to be Jim Carrey.
He went from a life. He realized that he couldn't rule the world through violence and science, but instead rule the world with comedy and love.
No, no, it's backwards.
Oh,
He's pretty much the joke. He couldn't cut out as a comedian, so he just became a mad scientist.
oh wait, so this is like a Jim Carrey who didn't have a successful movie career.
Yes.
Oh my god! And and he's like I can't, I'm no funny, but I am super smart. I'm gonna get 5 doctorates. I'll be right back.
Goes up to Sonic, traps him one time. Why so serious?
Or he tells Sonic, we live in a society, and you get what you haven't deserve. Oh, that's a different Sonic movie right there. Oh man. But to answer the question that I asked you, for me, like you heard me, like whenever Jim Carrey was on screen, I was like, yes, 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 and even laughing at the stuff that none of the other audience members even found funny. So, so I think a good 50% of that movie for me, if it had a, if it did not have Jim Carrey as Eggman or anything to even compete with that level of comedic timing and just over the topness, I think for me the movie would still be fine. It just won't be as memorable for me.
True, I could see that. Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit more towards what you're saying, though.
Yeah. So that's kind of actually so that's probably one of the one thing I hope they can do is keep Jim Carrey around for the sequels. Honestly, because if he doesn't come back or gets replaced, then that's then the quality of those movies would really go down. Will drastic go down.
We need Jim Carrey. Sega, keep throwing your money at Jim Carrey.
Yes, please. I will buy 10 copies of Yakuza 7 if it means Jim Carrey stays in the next Sonic movie. No, I will buy 20 copies of the next Sonic game.
I'll actually buy the original cut of Sonic movie. Not give it to me. Literally buy hundreds of copies of it, thousands of it.
You you bid it. You're like, I bid this much for this movie. And you use your Jack credit card.
Yep, my Jack credit card.
Owned by Jack Enterprises. You know, I heard someone try to argue that the Bat credit card from Batman and Robin made sense.
I mean, I guess. But how did Batman open up a bank account with the credit card?
He probably opened it through his own like whatever bank Bruce Wayne owns, or their own Wayne banks or something.
I can't imagine Batman just going waltzing into a bank and just be like, of course, it's the only voice I can actually do. I would like to open a bank account with a credit of over 1 million.
I want to start a business of fighting crime. I need a loan of $1 million.
I need a small loan of $1 million. I'm gonna build a wall all over Arkham. Name it Arkham City. It's gonna be huge.
And frankly, Robin, he's no good. Okay, he's no good.
I like how you went from Batman to slowly transforming into Trump.
It's hard, man.
It went from frankly. It's just like you lost the growl in there.
It's very hard to do the Trump voice while trying to do the growl. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know. It's very hard combination.
Trump is Batman confirmed.
Oh my. You know what? I would read a comic if 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 there's a Batman story, even if it's like a one issue story of him, like if not just not really Batman, but Bruce Wayne acted more like Trump. Make Gotham great again.
Ooh, that would the whole dynamic with Catwoman would be totally different. So I grabbed her by the.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good.
something we all would have done if we were allowed.
Uh, I'll try my best not to, because I know that she'll steal something from me, and that ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Because you know you ain't getting no touch.
Yeah. She's a sugar baby without the sugar. So just a baby.
Or you'll be or like no, not that. No, that doesn't work. Well, yeah, pretty pretty much. You know what? You want nope. You want no. I need to read more of the current comics. I was gonna say the based on Batman and Catwoman's current status in the relationship, one could argue that if she just studies, so like, okay, Bruce, I'm done being a good guy, but I'm still married to you. Imagine that. Well, as
The
we guess,
whole I want to file a divorce thing will be kind of its own arc.
there will be no divorce because it's not official. So pretty much all it would be just her literally stealing half of his stuff.
True.
He, Batman tells Alfred, she stole the Batmobile. Why?
And she stole half of my time.
Why did she steal the Batmobile?
No, she only took half of it. Literally.
Are we talking vertically or horizontally? Which one?
I'm gonna go vertically. Yeah. Just literally took half of it like that.
Oh my god. Ever seen that one comic panel where Batman literally drives his Batmobile into a car and it perfectly cuts it in half?
I don't remember that one.
It's a pretty infamous one. It's the one it's known for like two pieces of dialogue in which uh, Bruce Wayne refers himself, and I quote, as the goddamn Batman, and a moment where after he just rescued Dick Grayson, like he just like moments later after rescuing him from like the tragedy at the circus, he tells him, "Are you retarded or something?" So and I think as part of like his training, he forces Dick to actually eat bats in the Bat Cave. It was a very, you know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was a terrible comic
No, how did we get here from?
from Sonic.
Yeah.
um, that's the magic of the HAC JAC Show. We end up in places we never thought we would end up in.
Next time we're gonna be talking about out of nowhere.
Ooh, hey, it could happen. It could happen. But
Or My
also,
Little
I also
Pony.
kind of want to mention, to keep into the movie, the trailers. I don't know about you, but none of them looked appealing to me. Even the SpongeBob one.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the trailers for a bit.
So okay, so I'll go with by the first one that we came where we went to the theater. The next Pixar movie. I don't see. I don't see the appeal. I don't get it.
Well, we literally saw half of it, I think.
I know, but I've seen trailers of it before, and I'm like,
Oh, then I don't know anything about it.
I was like, I guess it's a movie about trolls. I don't
I
know.
didn't think there were trolls.
No, they're trolls.
Really?
Yeah,
Why the hell they look like?
and it doesn't help that the font of their title looks suspiciously like Frozen.
True.
So it was like, maybe it could be just we just saw the last half of it and we missed a lot of context. But even just visually looking, it's like, yeah, there's nothing really striking about it. Um, the next one, glad to see Harrison Ford still getting work. Another that was that Call of the Wild. I'm sure it will be decent for all those
Yeah.
dog lovers out there.
Let's see, the egregious one that you and me kind of looked at each other, literally on the same wavelength. Scoob.
Oof. Oof. You would honest. There's only two things that made me like give you that look when that trailer came. You know what it was?
What?
Number one, why in the heck are they not using the actual actors of these characters?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there have been multiple different actors portraying these characters, but each of them have able to nail these voices down really well and give it their own spin with it. When I heard Shaggy, my mind went straight to, that's not Shaggy. That's not
Same.
that's not Shaggy. And I found it very suspicious that they gave Scooby way too much dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm like, why
They,
is Scooby talking in complete sentences? He's a dog.
he, yes, he talks a little bit in the shows, but he doesn't talk that much. It's literally just simple phrases.
Yeah, or ruh-roh.
Yeah.
So and then when I heard Fred and the rest, I was like,
Velma sounded entirely wrong to me.
all of them did.
That's not my Velma.
You know what? Just to make sure,
I have a soft spot for her. That is not my Velma.
I have not seen. You know what? I have yet to see any actual geek or nerd not have a soft spot for Velma. That's all I'm saying. If anything,
I mean,
it feels like nowadays there's no love for Daphne anymore.
screw Daphne. Do you think that Velma purposely would not search for her glasses all the? I see what you're doing there, Velma, trying to seduce Fred.
With the
Where are
glasses
my
routine.
Where are my glasses? Oh no, I am bending over.
So I looked up the cast list.
Hmm.
So no wonder Fred sounded off. He's voiced by
Why?
Zac Efron.
Huh. Huh.
And Daphne is voiced by Amanda Seyfried.
Hmm.
Velma is voiced by Gina Rodriguez. Okay.
Okay.
And Shaggy is voiced by Will Forte. Is that the? Oh no, okay, no, I'm thinking of a. Okay, no, never mind. I thought I was thinking of a different. There's literally another actor with the last name Forte. Wait, is it? No, no, no. Okay,
It's not my.
yes. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, pretty much out of the main mystery crew, Scooby's the only one that has his actual voice actor with Frank Welker.
It's not my forte.
Ha 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 ha. You're hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Like, as hilarious as that Scooby Doo movie's gonna be.
Oof.
Yeah. Why? Why change it? Why change it? It's such iconic voices. It's not like Sonic where you can kind of get away with it because there's not really a defining voice for Sonic. But for the Scooby Doo, no. It's like if SpongeBob got a new voice actor. There'll be riots in the streets if that happened. Or at least on Twitter.
Now, speaking of SpongeBob,
Yep, and there's another SpongeBob movie.
I don't
Where
like the style.
I'm not digging it either. And so pretty much they're it looks like they're just doing one big Gary episode.
Again.
Yeah, again.
By the way, I liked how every time when I first saw it was like the first 5 seconds of the trailer for SpongeBob, your brother was just like clapping softly to himself.
Well, I mean, he's a target audience, so what are you gonna do?
The only part that actually made me laugh throughout the whole trailer was I can really love your sense, dear Patrick. I do love my sense of ironing.
Yeah, I got that one. Got me too. I could have that one. But basically, what I saw from it, so I was like, they already ruined who's gonna be the big Hollywood cameo with
Oh
Keanu.
my god. I was like, really? Keanu Reeves, of course.
Well, yeah, yeah. Hey. Right now he's milking all he can because he knows as soon as the next Matrix or John Wick movie comes out, he's done. He knows it. He knows it, so he's gonna milk that for what it is.
Yeah, first David Hasselhoff, then there's gonna be Keanu Reeves as a
Well, there's no big like Hollywood cameo in the out of SpongeBob out of water, whatever the second one.
I don't remember anything about. I haven't even watched that second one.
I asked my little brother about it because I know he watched it. He goes, I don't recall, but then he doesn't know that much about actors. Next year, all I have to do is look at a character who's essentially play themselves.
Oh, there's something I was gonna mention about the movie, but I
Antonio
forgot.
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
And Tony Banderas.
Tony Bandera.
Tony Patera.
Oh, let's see. Come on, cameo. Anyone I know? Nope. 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 Nothing I could see in which they play themselves or something. Yeah. Oh wow. I think the only really big actor here for that second SpongeBob movie was Antonio Banderas. Huh.
Huh.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. So yeah. But yeah, after the SpongeBob movie, it looks like I don't know. Maybe the gambling jokes might be funny. Although that's a
That.
bit adult for SpongeBob.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, they literally go into a casino and start raking in that money and probably gonna lose it all. That's gonna be the most likely joke.
Or you know what's gonna is? It's gonna be like 10 minutes of the movie, just like how in the second movie the where the characters all become like superheroes. That was like the final 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably what they're gonna. That's probably what the Atlantic City thing is gonna be. It's like one portion of the movie, then then the real plot begins.
Like how they say it was Atlantic City because they've done Atlantis several times.
They can't do it again.
They did it from a movie
They did it in
and then
one
an
episode,
episode.
and now straight up, yeah, just get Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. Yep. What's next? Pacific City.
Indian City, Arctic City.
Yeah,
But
just
there
go
was
through
one more
all the.
trailer. There was one about the. It looked like what, but pretty much describe it earnestly. Uh, Kaiju wrestling for kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That has potential. The trailer didn't sell me, but giant monsters wrestling with each other. I mean, that's gonna be a hard thing to not be entertaining. Just saying.
You know, the one thing about that trailer that I kind of questioned
What?
was the part when. Okay, I laughed at it at first, but then it got me thinking. It was that one joke the kid said to the, like, where the girl says, "Oh, I could see a monster in him. Like I could see a champion monster in him." And the kid responds with, "What, did he eat him?" And everyone starts laughing at him, at the monster. I'm here thinking, I laughed at first, and then I'm like, wait, why are people laughing?
He's literally a monster. He could literally eat you.
No, not just that. If he, if the joke was that he ate a champion monster,
Oh, I see what you mean.
then why are you laughing at the man, at the monster that literally ate a champion monster?
You know, I'm starting to think this kaiju show is not gonna be like my Japanese animes.
This ain't. I don't think I'm in Japan anymore, Toto.
There's, yeah, but pretty much it looks like all those movies were like not even worth it going with the family type.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. Oh well, can't all be gold. I'll be laughing if we as the year goes on. Obviously, wherever the Pixar movies are gonna be, they're gonna make tons of money. But Sonic the Hedgehog is gonna remain like at the top five of best children's movie of the year.
I wanted to see it break box office records just for no reason why.
Uh, hey, at the very least, Sonic the Hedgehog is at least better than like half of DC's recent movies. Oh my god.
True that.
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and I was telling her, "So how does it feel to live in a world where Sonic has a better movie than Harley Quinn?"
Ah,
And she just gave me the silent treatment. Oh man. See that faithfulness to the brand, it eventually pays off. Eventually.
eventually.
Uh,
Eventually, you get like one nugget of gold after years of trying to mine at a gold mine.
and just that nugget.
Just that nugget. You already sold your house, your wife and kids left.
You
You're
co-
now sleeping in the wilderness with not even a sleeping bag, just a bunch of leaves.
you commit insurance fraud twice. Your new name is now is Enrique Martes.
And then you had to switch your name to Hack.
And sometimes switch between Jack. Maybe I'm Jack and you're Hack.
Maybe I'm Show and you're the Slash.
Or maybe I'm the. This is stupid.
Where are we going with this? I don't even know. We
We go where the wind takes us.
Wind guide me.
Wind. No, you gotta say it like her. Wind. Or you can do the storm version. Wind, mistress of the elements. Ever
I can't
told
wait.
you ever? I ever told you I annoy my brother whenever I would do do like storms quotes from the X-Men show. Ever told you
Mhm.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it works every time. It's a shame
No,
too. I'm pretty sure I made him not make Storm one of his favorites. It's a shame because she's pretty cool.
That's your fault.
Well, I only made fun of the fact because for some reason he's weirded out that she essentially has to be all dramatic and when summoning thunder and storm, she has kind of like do this big announcement towards it. He finds that weird, so I just kind of uh, went into that and be like, I'm sorry. Once he gets older, he's gonna stop being funny anyways. So, no biggie.
No, I wish that we do get popular, just so I can be able to see people try to animate our conversations, just like how they do with those weird Game Grump videos where they just drastically show some weird, just like weirdness from the animations.
Hey, we just gotta work. Getting any sort of popular getting
Propriety, propriety.
getting any type of recognition in YouTube. I mean, there's thousands of people who are just like us. They probably make decent content, but you'll never see it. You know, but we just gotta keep going on. If one day you have to stop and we never reach that goal, well, at the very least, we did what we set out to do.
Everyone, subscribe now at 1 million at 1 million subs. We do a channel shutdown reveal.
You know what? You, you know what? I'm tempted now.
No.
I'm tempted.
The day when how
Oh no, Jack. Oh, I can't hear you.
meant to have.
There you go. I can hear you now. Repeat what you were saying.
Oh, the day when we pass up PewDiePie subscribers, that's when we shut down our channel.
Shut it off. Turn it off. Okay. Then how about this as incentive? How about this as incentive? If we get first big milestone, 50 subscribers, what?
Um,
We bake a cake. Cake reveal.
Hand reveal.
And nah, I can't do it. They already seen my hands.
Oh, you can do your toes.
No, man. No, we're not gonna attract those strange people. No, no,
What? You don't want Rainbow Six people coming in?
no. Because my toes. Because I have normal toes, and that's what makes me afraid.
That'll be your animations, just your toes and my hands.
Oh God, that's nasty. I, I don't need to just show that type of public vulgarity into a wholesome family channel such as ours.
Let's see then.
I'm sure we'll think of something. It's something we can talk about when the stream's over, because it is gonna require some thought. And I still gotta. No, that's not it. What was that? What sort of noise?
Hello.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry,
your voice.
I just got distracted for a second.
No, your voice cut off, like when you were saying something, so I just could not hear you.
Oh, okay. I think. Honestly for now, this episode is just all about Sonic, and we said all we said all you can say about the Sonic movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same here, man. Just to reiterate, is it the greatest movie of all time? Oh heck no. Is it
It's
the
the greatest.
is it the
of the
worst
whole
movie of all time? Oh heck no. Is it the greatest video game movie of all time? Quite frankly,
Yeah,
possibly.
I would say so. Yeah. Oh,
It still ain't no Mortal Kombat, but it's probably below that. Just
you
saying.
reminded me of something.
What?
What if they do a Shenmue movie? Like an actual proper movie, not just like those little DVDs they give you, show you what happened on the
No, it
first.
has to be a TV show. There's too much that happens. That has to be a TV show. I'll even take an anime.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah, yeah. But the question is, a TV show produced and developed in Japan or one in America?
Produced by Netflix.
Oh crap! Rio's gonna be a black trans woman.
Oh no.
Nozomi, she's still gonna be Asian, but they're gonna chubby her up.
Nozomi. Real.
Hi, Rio. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to remember what's one of the conversations. I think it was something like, Rio, I heard you've been getting into trouble. Are you okay? Yeah. Why you say that? I'm nailing the acting. I'm perfect. They should cast me as Rio.
Yeah, they'll have the same mannerism games. just pretty much so stoic and silent.
Okay, let's do the next crate. Sure.
Okay, sure.
I said, does the freaking shoulders thing. That's what gets me. When he does the shoulders.
My favorite thing is just the constant. Yeah, yeah. Left, left, left.
Wait, wait, wait.
Right, right, right.
Wait, wait, wait.
What are you doing?
Alright, that's enough. That's all for today. Everybody can go home. Yes,
I don't
sir.
think you're. I don't think you're ever gonna be able to complete all the crates.
That was close. That was close. But I gotta say though that lead guy in the construction in that game, he plays pretty well for what amounts to like 5 hours of work. And it
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah.
It is not like your shift ended. Like, all right, everyone, stop production. We're good for today. Sir, we only work 5 hours. That's fine.
Yeah.
How does anything get done in that city?
I mean, have you seen the city? Looks like it's in shambles.
Well, it is 1980s Hong Kong. I think I'm pretty sure. You know, I just thought of something. What if Shenmue and Sleeping Dogs take place in the same world?
I would love to see that.
Like, just imagine Wei Shen in Hong Kong. He's been told you gotta meet this karate master who owns a dojo in Aberdeen or something, and it's Ryo Hazuki. And so he thought, and so Wei Shen think he's all good with his kung fu and realizes, oh no, I need to learn karate.
Why karate?
Because that's, well, no, he doesn't do karate. He's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yes, my bad. I'm bad. I know the lore. Shut up.
No, you don't. Shut up.
Oh yeah, well, uh, 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 uh. How old is Nozomi? Bam.
Oh yeah. Well, do you want to play Lucky Hit?
Well, I do. I do. Awesome. Well, the rules are, I know the rules. Let's play the game. I don't think there's ever
Okay.
one point that they actually want to listen to the rules.
There it was.
Then it must be a rare occurrence because every time it's like, I know the rules.
It's only when like. Most of the times it happens with females in the
Uh,
game,
I see.
especially the older women. They're like, "Oh, okay."
You know, okay, not to get too much of Shimu's discussion because I want to end the show, but I, I'm still sad for Tom the hot dog guy. I'm still sad for him.
He'll be missed.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like he has a big backstory. Like in just a few times you talk with him, you're like, I want to know more about this guy. This weird guy.
This
Hello. Always.
weird black man in Japan.
I don't know if he is black. I don't know what he is.
I thought he was black. I mean,
It,
at least
it's just the accent that throws me off. Whatever
remember-
accent that was.
remember, this is Japan we're talking about.
No, but no. Well, no, you can't really make that excuse because there's another black character in the first game, and when you hear him speak, despite his like obviously being the worst voice actor,
I will.
he
fight
clearly
you on
sounds
this.
like a black guy.
I will fight you on this.
No, you cannot fight me. You cannot.
I will. I will fight you on this. Let me show you. Let me show you the freaking scene I'm gonna be talking about. I can find it. Hack. Entertain the viewers while I find this.
So I don't know what Jack's getting all hacked up about. This was to be a good memory of Tom, and now it's just divorced to is Tom even black?
Here it is. Here it is. Found it.
So let's see. Uh huh. It just says he's American. I don't see anything about him being black. Wait, hold on. Oh, good lord. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, first of all, I think we're arguing two different things here. I'm arguing that Tom isn't black and that Sega had the money, and if he was, they had the money to actually hire a actor to at least sound it. I wasn't talking about the voice industry as a whole in Japan.
No. I am sure that that was the case. They couldn't find the black guy, so they just got some random white guy.
Let's see. I see his name. His name is Ryan Dries. Let's see. I mean, you're not wrong.
I told you.
I just don't know what he's trying to do. He doesn't
I
like it's an American actor. It shouldn't be that difficult to him, difficult for him to know. Hey, how would a black man from New York sound like? But that's not what he does at all. That sounds like at all.
look again at the video I sent you.
Ah.
The guy obviously knows that he's playing a large black,
I'm
but he sounds super white.
talking about Tom.
Din, 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 din,
know,
din,
but-
Okay, I'm watching the video. I'm watching the video.
din, 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 din.
I'll just show the viewers here.
Din, 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 din.
Deal lobster. Idiot. Yeah, he deserved that one. Oh,
Hey, what the fuck? You got a fucking problem? I'll pound the living shit out of you, you dumbass freaky
That
tourist.
sounds like a black man.
I'll knock your fucking head off.
I never. That's my.
You want more, huh? Say hi to people in Jersey for me.
So, what are your thoughts?
okay, so. Okay. So, for this specific performance, Jack has a point. And it probably. And it probably is. It is probably true throughout the entire voice industry in Japan. That being said, that's not what I'm arguing. If arguing at all. I'm just talking about Tom. My boy, Tom Johnson.
Yes, but that's what's happening to his voice. That's why you can't pinpoint if he's black or not.
Oh, hello, Rio. And I'm at the Shenmue wiki. It just says he's American. From New
Yeah.
York, who hitchhikes around the world, so...
Doesn't matter. I mean, at
But,
least
but at the same time, though, it's the way the actor. I think the actor was supposed to put it. It's supposed to be he has broken English to imply that his Japanese is broken when he talks.
yeah.
So it's a mystery. It's a mystery.
No, he's black.
I wish if only there was some black guy I can ask. Wait a minute.
You're not going to, are
Hold on, let me check to see. Okay, no.
Are you?
Oh, no.
Are you gonna ask, or I think you're gonna ask?
Let's see. I could try. I could. You know what? I could try, but I want him to send a message to him because I don't know if because I think he's not available right now. So I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to make sure that when I tag him on Twitter to answer this question.
So how you're gonna reward it? So you're black. So
No. Pretty much simple. I'm gonna send him that scene and just ask him And I'll say this: Ghetto Machine. If you are hearing this portion of the podcast, look up the video "Worst Black Guy in the Japanese Dub Ever," and just your opinion. In your opinion, does he sound at least a little black? At least in the because you can argue. It's kind of hard. I'm not going to. But maybe not the type of black portrayed in the clip. Maybe maybe a more what's that maybe more black person from more upper class. So get him a scene. Just read that video and let me know either in Discord or on Twitter. Just your opinions. If he sounds white, he sounds white.
I thought you were gonna ask for something impossible like Wisconsin black. Imagine the
North Dakota black. So yeah, I'm going to link this portion of the podcast to him and a tweet. Hopefully he responds. If not, oh well. It's still a bad performance. You cannot deny that. And with all that said, I think it's about time we go ahead and start closing the podcast. Jack, tell me. What are you gonna be doing to the next episode of the HAC JAC Show? Working day and night, working day and night.
Sadly, that's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of this week.
That's no biggie. And as for me, excuse me, my Whataburger's coming out. As for me, only got a few days of work and I got some new books to read, so I can make new reviews on it. Conan video still in development. Unfortunately, I haven't touched it in a few days, so I gotta get back on that. Don't want that project hanging over my head like an albatross. You catch my reference. So
Yeah.
with all that said. With all that said, if you enjoy this episode of the podcast and wish to see more of this, go please subscribe, like, comment down below. Let us know. Do you think that guy sounds at least like just any type of black person, not just the one in the video? Let us know. And if not, well, I mean, when is Jack ever wrong? When is he ever wrong? Right?
When I'm not right.
So, with all that said, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. We're gonna be playing our closing music pretty here soon. And with all that said, this is HAC sign out.
Bye, everyone.
Rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
Born on an island in the heavens. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is to save the flower from evil deterioration. Yeah.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, no, no.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Won't be fighting, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. Get this power to my back.
tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails, it ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
I have no such things as weak spots. Don't approve of him, but gotta trust him. This alliance has a purpose. This partnership is only temporary.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself from evil spirits that got in you.
We fight now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We all will be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. I get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my plan, it's gonna fight. I won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We all will be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. Yeah, shall not surrender, no. Yeah,
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. The blow thrower, independent flower, magical emerald holder. Give you the coldest shoulder. My spike goes through boulders. That's why I stay alone. I was born by myself. I don't need a posse, I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved.